what your ex really thinks. Guys have a bad rap when it comes to relationships. Women believe that not only do guys avoid getting into relationships in the first place, but that men are the ones who are most likely to end it. But the facts show otherwise. Leo Lone's book How to Make Anyone Fall in Love with You presents evidence to show that men actually fall in love harder and faster than women. They're more loyal to their loved one and more idealistic about the power of love to hold their relationship together despite difficulties and differences. If you find this hard to believe, just take a look at the divorce statistics. 2/3 of all divorce proceedings are initiated by women. Men are, in fact, the ones who are most likely to try to salvage the marriage. Although men are more likely to remarry after divorce, their risk of suicide goes up 2.5 times, in comparison with when they were married. And no matter how much they enjoyed fatherhood, they're the ones who are almost guaranteed to be left without the kids. Most men aren't the skirt chasers that women believe them to be, but don't expect women's minds to go changing anytime soon. Most women put more faith in their personal experiences than in scientific studies, and most women distinctly remember the times they were broken up with, and conveniently forget the times they were the ones doing the breaking up. So if you're one of those guys who's been on the receiving end of rejection more often than the giving end, I've got some great news for you. You can understand what's going on inside a woman's mind. In fact, no matter what happened between the two of you, you probably still have a chance with your ex. Let me tell you why, from a woman's point of view. Tip number 1. She still thinks about you. Women are incorrigible romantics. We always wonder what might have been. Even though we may talk trash about our exes, an act which, in fact, is encouraged as a ritual of bonding within the female community, that doesn't mean that we no longer love them. Deep in our hearts, there will always be part of us that remembers what it was like to fall in love with them. Do you remember how things felt when you first got together? The magic, the sexual tension, the excitement and anticipation of the future. She was feeling that, too. And no matter how hard she tries to pretend it didn't happen, part of her will always identify as the girl who fell in love with you. Tip number 2. She wants your acknowledgement that you understand how much you hurt her. I know, it wasn't your fault that things ended, but for some women, no matter what happened, the man will always be the bad guy. Some women are incapable of accepting responsibility for what happened. They'd rather go on to a new relationship than deal with the fact that they may have made some mistakes in their old one. But if you blame her for this, you'll just ensure that you'll never get back together again. You need to recognize that if you get back into a relationship with her, the same old problems are still going to be there. The same things that led to your relationship's demise in the first place aren't going to magically disappear. Is it her you really want? Or just to avoid feeling like you lost? For a lot of guys, getting dumped by a girl is a severe test of pride. They want to get her back just to prove that they were the best thing that ever happened to her. But that's the wrong reason to get back together with someone. The best way to see for yourself whether you actually want to be with her, or whether you just want to get her back for pride's sake, is to see if you can freely and honestly talk to her about what went wrong and acknowledge how much she felt hurt, because she did feel hurt. No matter how honorably you conducted yourself, despite your having the best of intentions, there were little things that wounded her. Even if you see absolutely no reason for her to feel hurt, don't deny her the right to feel her own feelings. She felt them. That should be enough. Tip number 3. Paint a vision of your future. She can't resist. One major reason that women break up with men is because their relationship isn't moving in a direction that excites her. Women are future-oriented creatures in relationships. Although you may think that things are going just fine as they are, she wants to be moving in a direction. She wants your relationship to be going somewhere. If you aren't regularly checking in with one another about where you are in life and where you want to be going, then you may be going in different directions. You won't know unless you ask. Talking about the future can be scary, especially if you're not sure that your future includes her. But that's exactly the kind of information she needs to know. She needs to know if your future plans include a year's sabbatical overseas, or 3 months traveling around the US, or moving halfway across the country. That way she can plan her life. and she'll know exactly where you stand. You don't have to limit yourself to the realm of possibility when it comes to talking about what your future might look like. There's nothing more exciting than dreaming up your perfect life with someone. This is a great way to test your compatibility, because if the perfect life looks the same to her as it does to you, then you know that you're going in similar directions. If you're interested in how to win back the love of your ex, then click the link below. Thank you.